Strategic planning is essential for business owners, directors, and also managers. I'll talk about doing a strategic plan in this video. Hello, I'm Goldberg of Optimus Performance, bringing you practical tips and ideas on leadership, team development, and employee performance in the workplace. Often we think of creating a strategic business plan as something for financial purposes, for loans to present to the bank or lenders, but it's really a tool for business success. And it's especially important today because of the changes in the business activities and the trends in the economy and the world itself. And when I speak about trends, that's really the first place to start, is to research what's going on in the world that can have an impact on your business and even your department if you're a manager. And the trends that are really prevalent today and very powerful are automation and the artificial intelligence. Those are closely linked. And these are predicted to really change the face of the workplace, and it's going to offset many jobs. In other words, jobs that are today in existence won't be within the next 5 to 10 years. And this is according to a study that I just saw from RBC that looked into how the changes that are coming, especially related to automation, is going to affect the current workplace and what to do to prepare for that. So I'll put a link to an article about that in the description of this video. I also just came from a conference on commerce and creativity called the C2 Montreal, where there was a lot of talk about automation, about artificial intelligence. There were workshop activities, speakers, and it's a reality that's upon us right now. Changes are being made and we need to plan for them. If you don't plan for them, you plan for failure. It's an old expression, right? It's not only about just automation and technology, it's all other factors as well. There's economical trends that can affect your business. There's marketing trends. There's human demographics. How is the aging of the population, the new generations coming into play? How difficult is that going to make for integrating these people into your company, or for training them, or to even finding staff? This is really an issue now in a lot of countries, especially here in North America and Europe as well. There's a need for skilled employees and there's not enough of them. So it's becoming very difficult to grow businesses when you don't have the manpower required to meet the demand that you could fill for your clients. So this is a really critical time, and all this needs to be planned. Take the time to plan. So look at trends is really the first thing. Then you want to also look at the strengths and weaknesses of your company. What are the strengths that could take advantage of opportunities that these new trends offer? So every trend could be an opportunity for your company or a threat. And if you have a strength, how can that be used to capitalize on that opportunity? If there's a threat, how is your weakness going to hurt you even more? So you want to look at those key factors. What are your key strengths? What are your key weaknesses? And look at what you can do to capitalize or to eliminate the weakness or the threat or overcome it. Now, I always recommend doing planning as a team, whether it's at the top or at the department level. You want to involve other people and make sure that you're getting everybody's input. There's a few reasons at the department level to involve employees. This will make it easier to implement any changes that are going to come from the strategic plan, and there's always changes. Now, once you do your analysis of the trends, of your strengths and your weaknesses, the next thing is to set plans. You may want to revise your mission statement because of your findings from your planning, from your research, and you definitely want to set some goals. And these goals should be at least one big key goal for the company, and then break it down into goals by activity, by sector of your company: finance, marketing, human resources. Innovation should be a big one for some companies. Abandonment: what do you need to stop doing that is hurting you from moving forward and implementing new changes? The next thing would be to communicate those goals and changes that are coming to the staff. In large corporations, they have people in roles called change agents, and these people are there to accompany the managers and the employee through the change process, and that involves communicating what the change is about, why, also training and coaching people so that they can go through that change and feel comfortable. You also need to have tracking and measurement of your goals, so you need to plan how you're going to do that, and you need to plan time to do reviews and make adjustments if things aren't on track. And so that should be part of the strategic plan, is you set aside time at least every quarter to do those reviews and see where you're at. The other thing that is going to be needed is problem solving, team problem solving, because if things aren't on track or if you're facing roadblocks, which you will, you want to engage problem solving teams so that they could work through solutions, propose them to management, and that way everybody's involved. But people need to learn the skills for problem solving. I have lots of videos on that. I'll put links to that in the description of this video. You could also search for problem solving in the search function of my blog or on YouTube. So those are the key things that you want to do. Look at the trends, analyze how they're going to affect you. Are they opportunities or threats? From that, look at your strengths and your weaknesses. Where are the opportunities? Where are the threats? Then turn that into goals, maybe revise your mission, communicate these changes that are coming to your staff, plan how to implement everything, track and measure, review, and if you follow that process, you're going to have success. At the conference I mentioned last week, I met a business owner who has 1,300 employees, and he has operations spread out in several countries, and he said he wanted to grow his organization to be more of a learning organization. And I understood why, because it was so multifaceted. And in order to do that, I said, I think you need to really free yourself of the day-to-day operations and focus mainly on strategic planning. And he said, that's what I've been doing. I've been delegating to my directors, and now most of my time is just planning strategically, looking at what's coming up on the horizon, planning how to get people to share their knowledge and to mentor and coach each other. So I thought that was really significant and worthwhile sharing. And you can do the same, maybe depending on where your organization is at, what the size, but the key thing is to start doing planning strategically and look at how you're going to address the changes that are coming. Check out some of the other videos on the channel. Like I mentioned, there's one recommended for you right now. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's also templates, worksheets that you could download from my site and from Elkins. There's links again in the description of this video. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk again soon.